ABC7 News at 4 continues.
The security lines out at the airports are indeed shorter today. Travelers getting used to the new rules for the carry-on luggage. And the head of Homeland Security, Michael Chertoff, is promising to make these procedures as simple as possible. Now, he's not providing details, but he is saying that his department is looking to adjust some of these new travel restrictions.
Now, one day after some air travelers waited 3 long hours in security lines, the U.S. government is making an effort to streamline that process. ABC7's Charles Thomas joins us live from O'Hare with an update on how those lines were moving today. Charles?
Well, Linda, right now I am in Terminal 2, where the lines at this moment are about 5 to 10 minutes long. We are told that the waits are somewhat longer in Terminals 1 and 3, United and American Airlines respectively. We are told that passengers in those terminals are having to wait about 20 to 30 minutes. Overall, Day 2 of the new restrictions on liquids and gels at O'Hare has been a good one, testimony to how quickly people can adjust if they're trying to get somewhere.
Just the fact that 10,000 fewer passengers were expected to use O'Hare today than yesterday meant the lines at security checkpoints would not be as long. Pat Rohina was on her way home to Orlando, Florida, and was surprised by her stop in the nation's busiest airport.
It's not been a bad experience. It's been an excellent experience. And living in Orlando, for Land of Mickey, this is faster.
As they began doing yesterday, TSA screeners checked all carry-ons for any liquids or gels, as well as other items banned in aircraft cabins. But as more, if not most travelers, now check their small luggage, the screeners have fewer bags to search and fewer questions to answer.
You have a question about a gel or a lipstick, put it in your check bag, and that just helps speed up the process at the checkpoint.
And the vast majority of travelers cooperated.
Whatever it takes, I'd rather be safe.
At Midway, the TSA evacuated the passengers and searched a Southwest Airlines jet from Detroit after reports of a suspicious lost bag. Before the flight resumed to Nashville, all the luggage was rescreened and nothing dangerous was found. And back at O'Hare as well, passengers appeared at ease with the higher security.
Now, we are told that on the concourses at the boarding gates, the TSA is conducting random secondary screenings just before passengers board the airplanes, if in fact they are carrying carry-ons at that point. Remember, you can buy all kinds of liquid or gelled products on the concourses. The TSA, though, cannot staff each boarding gate because O'Hare is so huge. They have to resort to these random checks to make sure people don't try to bring any of those last-minute purchases onto the aircraft. Reporting live from O'Hare, Charles Thomas, ABC7 News. Alan, back to you.
Okay, Charles, thanks. Of course, we've been watching the ongoing investigation into this latest terrorist plot, and really opinions are divided in the Chicago area's Muslim community about the impact of the arrests from this terror plot. Some are fearing a backlash. Others, though, are more hopeful. ABC7's Leah Hope joining us now with more on this story. Leah?
Alan and Linda, comments made by President Bush yesterday linking Islam with terrorism has upset some local Muslim Americans. They fear that fear can build on these misconceptions. But there is an avenue for understanding already forged between federal officials and local leaders. Friday prayers at the Mosque Foundation in Bridgeview draw hundreds of Muslims. Since 9/11, many Muslim Americans have endured ridicule, abuses, even hate crimes. While there is concern about a possible backlash after an apparent terror plot in England, some see this as an opportunity.
Another opportunity for us to hear each other and open the discussion and feel safe by having the information.
Aisha Saeed is among the community leaders involved in the Chicago Roundtable discussions. It is a regular meeting of Muslim American leaders and federal officials, including the FBI's special agent in charge. We spoke with Rob Grant last week about the importance of including community in law enforcement.
It's not just a police responsibility, it's also a local political responsibility to know their communities, understand their communities, and be sensitive to the things around the world that may affect them, that may not affect the rest of us.
Community leaders say the discussions build relationships that are good for everyone. Ahmed Rahab is the executive director for the Council on American Islamic Relations, Chicago.
The Muslim community in the United States of America is proud to be American as it is proud to be Muslim. And we recognize the responsibility in working with governmental agencies in making this country safe and secure for all.
The roundtable discussions deal with a variety of issues, including delays in citizenship, treatment of Muslims at airport checkpoints, and security in general. The Moss Foundation's president says the discussions increase awareness and sensitivities.
4 out of 10 Americans have negative views against Muslims. And that's why we have to have good relationship with our law enforcement agencies, because we need to protect our community.
The Chicago Roundtable meets every 2 months and is scheduled to meet in a couple of weeks. Among the discussions, fallout after the British arrests. Those who feel the Roundtable have been involved in the Roundtable believe it's a step in the right direction, and there actually is an effort, Linda and Alan, to bring this to a national stage. Those who have been involved believe it's been so successful locally, they want national leaders to be involved.
To talk to each other.
Exactly.
Well, they're at the forefront of this. All right, Leah, thanks. Well, our coverage of the impact of what's going on today regarding this terror plot and the investigation continues on our News at 5. ABC7 investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy will have more on the investigation into that plan. And be sure you watch World News with Charles Gibson at 5:30 for more on today's developments in both London and in Pakistan.